So
I have been proven wrong. Six-ish. Six-ish. Yeah, that is good. Why hasn't anybody thought of a show like that? Seven. Well, six-ish is kind of perfect. Perfect.
yeah,
Like,
6-ish is perfect.
yeah,
Like people gonna be
six-ish.
like, damn it, I just should have thought of that. So we got 6-ish. They be like the Tuesday night podcast is 6-ish, and then whenever we go in the daytime, it's live in the identity book.
Yeah. All right. All right. I can dig it. I can dig it. Yeah, that was good. Um, I just feel like I was antagonizing them too much.
Oh yeah, no, we need that. We need them to come in. We need them to blast the comment section. Then be like, "Oh, he's trying. Oh, he's trolling us. Oh, you don't know anything about the river. You guys are losers. You guys don't know about red pill."
Yeah, to be honest, the red pill movement was actually started by a bunch of virgins who were playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they summoned a sex doll, and whoever came, whatever order you went in was the order you went in with having sex with her. Max limit 13 minutes.
I know. I'm gonna just be in the video in the comments when people do that. I'm just like, but you watched the video though. But you watched the video though.
So tell me something. What's it like being a virgin? An angry virgin, an angry 37-year-old virgin. Tell me. I'm interested.
I have no more skin on my penis.
Welcome to another episode of the Identity Booth. And this is a show where we say, fuck it, film it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what we said.
That's pretty much what it is. My name is Heero, that's Eric, and we combine together our forces and make the Identity Booth along with you guys. So thanks for joining us, where you can find us on all these goddamn websites.
Absolutely.
Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. If you want more information,
Just hit that link tree down there.
it's down there. It's down there. But Eric's here. Eric, what's up, man?
Man, I am tired, but I'm in the booth. It's late night for us. We usually don't do anything at this hour, unless it's a quick phone chat. But yeah, man, what's good?
Well, we're gonna we had the live, went well. Oh yeah, we live stream every Tuesday at 6-ish. 6-ish. But oh yeah, and the affiliate link. Give us money from Jeff Bezos. Amazon.
Yeah,
if you shop Amazon, use the link in there.
We're the new Robin Hood because the old one was trash.
Old one is gutter trash. The fact is, we wanted to talk a little bit about international politics. That's something we don't really cover much on our page.
Yeah,
it's a misnomer for us because we're becoming slaves to the algorithms. But regardless of what is hot, it's not about hot. It's about what's the YouTube slogan?
Broadcasting yourself.
And this is what we want to do. We want to give our people an opportunity to see that you have to be enlightened about situations outside your walls, or you'll fall victim to the same crimes and trials and tribulations of the outside world. You need to see these things. So let's process some of them. So what we want to talk about in sort of a idea is 4 stories that are happening simultaneously as America is trying to put themselves back on the map as a superpower. I have a lot of mixed feelings about this. One being and I might agree with Eric to a certain extent on certain levels of this, but let's break down the first story. You want to go Iran?
Yes, let's start there.
All right. So you have the spill on Iran. What do we know?
So we know the Anthony Blinken. Let me not say his name incorrectly. But he is. If you guys are Star Trek fans, if Joe Biden is Jean-Luc, Anthony Blinken is number 1. He's Commander Riker. So he's next man up when it comes to this administration. No shade at Killer Cam. Shout out Killer Cam Harris. He is number 1, and he is already talking about Iran potentially having the ability to make nuclear weapons. Now, the funny thing is, we didn't really hear talks of this for the last 4 years, and it's something that Hero and I had talked extensively about previously about my concerns about a Joe Biden presidency would start the war machine up. You know, we don't have lots of positives as a country from President Trump being in office, but we dang sure didn't keep the war machine going. I think he was okay with not doing that. But this is really dangerous to me because we have so many problems here in this country. And Hero and I spend a lot of time talking about this main problem, which is we need freaking health care. We need this pandemic to be dealt with. What we don't need to be doing is increasing our military spending to go over here and fool with somebody for why. We don't need that. The problem is we always elect people who have our best interests nowhere near their mind. They're about enlarging their pockets. And Hero, how many people have died in this country alone from the outbreak?
475,000 people.
475,000, which is almost double what the original projection was. They only said 250,000 were going to die. And
That
that
was
would
too much. That was atrocious.
I don't people are over this thing. People want to get back outside. People do not want to have a chin diaper on their face. And yet, you say, screw you, I'm going to tax you, and then I'm going to go and war against your best interests to only enlarge the pockets of a few people, my constituents, my donor class, my friends. This is why I don't trust politicians to do right by us because this crap happens. He hasn't even been in office an entire month yet. And here we go talking about this thing. It's funny because I made a joke to Hero, and he'll tell you that I literally said we'll be at war with somebody before the year's out.
And it's hard for me not to defend it when you literally see a cycle of uh, the Bush administration, war machine, kill some brown person, get a celebratory situation. Obama, drop all your bombs, kill a bunch of people, kill Osama. Trump dropped all his bombs, sold all his weapons, killed Qasem Soleimani. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me can't get fooled again after that. That's it. So so like the fact that we like it's now a cycle that I have seen 3 times. It's leading me to this, but Iran has two things going for it that Iraq and Afghanistan didn't. The sheer population of the country,
Yeah.
it being almost identical to the size of Russia.
Mm.
Two, up there in size, but it depends on what map you're looking at. Western maps are very deceptive. Africa is not
Oh
that
yeah.
little, motherfuckers.
Oh, you know, Africa is way larger than the rest of
I
this.
hate that shit. But just from a military and technology standpoint, Iran is not to be fucked with. Uh,
Yeah.
they have nuclear capabilities, and they've just been playing nice with us because we had a decent contract and they froze a bunch of their assets. Now, Iran, ironically, and this I think me and Eric can agree on this, is well within their right to be pissed off with the American situation.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
could you imagine having your shit, something you own, frozen, taken from you because you are just doing what Russia's doing? Why come no one try to stop Russia? Why y'all stopping us brown folks? They had, but you know what? They played fair. Okay, we'll freeze the asset and we'll do an 11-year hike and we'll follow your fucking rules. They're appeasing us. They don't have to, but they are because world peace, right? Diplomacy.
Yep.
And then 4 years into this deal, 8 years into this deal, with only 3 years left, um, the orange one pulls us out of the Iran nuclear deal. Now, for all its flaws about giving them back something that belonged to them, because the Trump administration would have lied and said, we're giving them our money. That's a lie. It was
Yeah.
theirs to start with.
Mm-hmm.
The fact still remains that you broke a promise. And it doesn't matter who did it, it's America's name on it. And
Yep.
that's why when president transition happen and they don't happen peacefully or they don't happen with a plan in mind, it it disrupts the world stage. Because now when we go back to the table, what conversation are we about to have? We don't have the power anymore because they're what, 3 years out? What's the argument here? We're good. You can have that shit. We're going to sell nuclear weapons to the highest bidder if you keep messing with us. That's a far fetched idea, but I don't
That's a
believe
realistic
it's
idea.
a realistic one, but it's far fetched in the sense that diplomacy has to be the answer. From here on out to the end of time, there's no reason for there ever to be another gun fired, another soldier lost, another missile developed. We are
Yep.
past fighting. You know who? There is literally decades worth of apes and monkeys who are no longer fighting because they have realized that the number of them decreasing doesn't increase their chances of survival.
Yeah.
So it's on a primal level now. Our our predecessors are passing us up on the
Yeah.
violence tip.
Yeah.
So I don't really care too much about Iran's negative connotation towards America. I'd
Mm.
be pissed too if someone stole all my money, then broke the deal to get me back the money I owned already. So during a pandemic where they are struggling and that money could have easily been used to help them, I don't really see any mercy here for America. But pushing forward, America now wants to say who is experiencing something that half the Republican Party wish happened here. Oh, I wish this coup happened. Oh, I wish we could have had a coup like Myanmar did. Oh, I wish our military just came in and said, fuck the president. We're taking over everything.
I
There's
mean,
a hilarious video that is now playing on the screen right now of a lady dancing while the coup is currently taking place. I want you all to have this energy in 2021. Whatever the hell is going on in your
oh,
past,
that was
don't you
hilarious. That was
dare
hilarious.
let it interfere with your future because you deserve the best. You are going to be great. And there's nothing stopping you other than dance moves, dance, baby. Bust a move,
I
baby.
don't know
Bust
what
a
she was
move.
doing. I was like, what is
She
this?
she had like some really robotic like shit. Like I hey, power to her. I
Hey,
couldn't have done that shit. But Myanmar is an example of why America has a lot of work to do. Because what is America about to say to the Myanmar government when they literally had a failed coup over here? Like what? Could you imagine that phone call? Hello? Yeah, this is Joe Biden. I need y'all to stop that coup. Hey guys, everybody, it's Joe Biden, the guy who had a failed coup. Do you want advice on how to have a proper coup? We can send you our blueprints. Like, America is not going to be the hero here. What are they
no,
going to say? Because America is trying to be this big, bravos, I'm big and I'm bad and we're here. But
America's man.
we've been a laughing stock for the last 4 years, not because
Yes.
of Trump, but more because our inability to show leadership at the G20, at the Summit 7, the fact that we had a terrorist who starves his own people and throws bombs over countries for the fun of it and put him on a world stage. We are a laughing stock. What is it going to take for America to get back into a position of power, and not necessarily power, but respect, Eric?
It's going to take, first of all, the education of the voter class. We've got some ignorant voters. We really do. We have some people who lack empathy, who have an inability to listen to what the other side's saying, what the other side's thinking, and coming to a reasonable consensus and meet in the middle. It's funny. The reason why Hero and I started the identity booth is because we used to sit and argue for hours about politics, about having some vastly different stances. You know what? At the end of the conversation, we always had the sense enough to say "I love you" and mean it, because we know that our ultimate goal in life has something to do with our politics, but nothing to do with our differences. And that's the thing. If people can get to that point in the voter class, then it would show that we have better character. And if you have better character, you demand high character from those who you put into positions of power. And this is really what's ailing us, in my opinion, as a country. Once we can get that back right, and really take some authority over our government and get the wrong people out, primary these fools. If they're not doing what you want, primary them. Get them the F out of there. Like, pull your resources and your money together and run them jokers out, or put them into huge amounts of debt trying to combat what you do. You have to have better communication with your fellow person, not just spend time on social media yelling and swearing and screaming at each other, like really trying to understand why a person has that perspective and moving together as a unit, knowing that we are better. Listen, we didn't learn anything from Wall Street bets. Like I keep having to mention that you can get together as a collective and have a major impact. So if we can get to that, I think that's the major step we got to take in the direction of getting America back to a place of respect.
You can't respect America as a government if the people are a laughing stock. 475,000 of us have died to a virus that has been contained predominantly outside of this country. We have all the technology and all the powers to make this right, but for some reason we keep falling on our face. I think a decisive thing that needs to change in American politics is integrity.
Mm.
4 years, not even 8 years ago, you would have resigned if you were caught saying something malicious in a private conversation that made its way to the floor. You would have had to resign if you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar embezzling your money. But today, on both sides of the aisle, it's ignored. And it's not until you are publicly shamed that you are outed. And it's not even enough to shame them, because we have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who didn't even get voted out by her own party, but Ben Sass, the governor from Nebraska, who I never thought I'd be agreeing with, was literally one of the people who voted to proceed on voting her out. And they are trying to remove him for that action. The fact that a phantom person, the fact that Trump doesn't care about the Republican Party and is literally golfing and enjoying his life, but the Republican Party is terrified to do anything that goes against him, is further proof that your governor, your representative, your legislator isn't in the business of representing you. And once we can get that to change, then we can put them in a position where they do what we say, or you choose death. Power is not granted to you because you're in a position. It's granted to you because we don't know what our position is
Yep.
as American citizens. If we knew the power of our vote, there would never be an official who abused it. Period.
Absolutely.
That leads to the last part of this story, where we want to talk about the importance of internet and how being internet literate is a detriment not only to us but to the world. There was literally, before Myanmar had its coup go on, Facebook allowed alt-right groups in Myanmar to run rampant with no checks for a whole entire country. Do you know how many moderators of alt-right content there was to suppress it on Facebook, Eric? Do you know?
Nope.
It was 13 to cover a whole entire country.
I'm going to go down the rabbit hole a little bit here and ask, why do you think Facebook would put up a whole bunch of alt-right content and only put 13 moderators on it?
Well, if I'm using the logic that I saw, is because those alt-right companies were spending close to $13 million in advertising.
And again, so there's a financial incentive for
Yes.
Facebook to do something in one country that it refused to do in another country. To me, it sounds like it is social engineering.
Oh, absolutely. There's no conspiracies there. This is a fact. Facebook is in large part responsible for the coup that is going on in Myanmar right now. Moreover, guess how they are retaliating on this front by cutting off access to the internet.
Yep.
This has forced me to take a position I didn't think I took earlier in the election cycle, but it's been further exacerbated by seeing this and seeing how the Senate and Congress runs. We need to integrate technology such as the internet into a utility type thing, as in
Absolutely.
the internet needs to be on par with life-saving devices. So water, electricity, internet now needs to fit into that conversation. And not from the standpoint that I need internet more than I need water, but god damn it, if I don't know for a fact, we know in Florida they almost they almost limonized the whole entire water facility plant by hacking into the system because they have Windows 95 security running on their shit. 34,000 people could have died overnight just drinking water. Our inability to face minute issues. We're not talking about building a wall. We're not talking about, who's politically correct. We're just talking about the basic essentials to make informed decisions.
Yep.
Vladimir Putin's political rival has been held off in jail because he simply doesn't agree with Putin killing people.
And you see how the people are reacting to that. The funny thing that what's going on over there looks oddly familiar to what was going on here a month ago. The only difference is the people that are upset have a reason to be upset. See, Trump was not jailed. He was not arrested.
You couldn't have told me that shit. You couldn't have told me that, hey, you stormed the Capitol on the 6th? Yeah, man. I'm a patriot. Did you vote? No. So why? What? They're finding FBI agents. They are finding FBI agents part of the people who stormed. Like, this is so sad. Because in that clip we on an episode previous to this, we saw a clip where a dude talked about he brought his family. He brought his family to the Capitol, and he bragged about how it was the safest place in the world. But his daughter literally reminded him that on Reddit and all these other blacklist parlor websites, they're literally flying in droves. The plane she flew on to come see him was literally full of Trump supporters. But the FBI or CIA or none of these people could have stopped this shit. That's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, that's just my take on it. That's just our take on it. And if it's as depressing as it sounds, I want you to know that, help is on the way. But for the meantime and in between time, what you can do to help spread this message, and I'll probably have a link to call for support or donate to these people and these causes, such as Myanmar, the farmers who are relenting against the water strike and the Russia thing. All of those things will be in the description below if I find them. Support those things. If you want to support small YouTubers, use that affiliate link. But Eric, for all that other shit, where can they find us?
First of all, go down to the description. There's the link tree. But since you're on YouTube, make sure, because I know a lot of you guys watch but have not clicked that subscribe button, go ahead, do that. The notification bell, set it to all. And we come on live on YouTube every night around 6-ish. So be looking for us around 6-ish. And then we're also over on Twitch around the same time, and on Facebook, on our Facebook page at the Identity Booth. And once you click that link tree, you'll see our TikTok, both of our Instagrams, and the Identity Booth's Instagram, and all the podcast sites where you can go and listen to us via audio only. Heero.
Absolutely. But hey, that's it. You guys take care of yourself. There'll be another episode. We're gonna bring back the old podcast, which is me and Eric. No distracting comment sections. No little sisters bullying me. Just a good old guy time. We don't gotta take this shit. But all you goddamn ass take care of yourselves. And now we're cut.
Sleep deprived, shorty on my line and we fuss and
It's not
fight.
the ass.
Seems like
Music.
every night, don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down and we can catch the vibe.